What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we have to do something really important, and that is to discuss Chinese New Year. So, we are exactly 4 weeks away, which means it seems like they are going to be doing a little bit of a change up next week as far as events go to make sure it lines up with Heroic Scrolls. So, let's first jump into the in-game, look at the event preview, and explain what is going on. So you'll notice something the second we jump into the event preview for next week. Where is the heroic summoning event? I thought, after Imp's adventure, it's always the heroic summoning event, not heroic miracle, but summoning. Yes. So here's what they are planning on doing. Since Chinese New Year is exactly 4 weeks away at this point, if they were to have heroic scroll happening next week, that would mean the first week of Chinese New Year, because typically it's a 2-week event, because typically a lot of Chinese companies take 2 weeks off for the Chinese New Year. Typically it would have lined up with Imp's Adventure, just like this week is Imp's Adventure, and then the next week would be Heroic Scrolls. But it seems like they want to change that up. Plus, they don't want a hero coming out between Christmas and Chinese New Year, because usually there isn't. Usually it's like the way that they've done in the past, that though there's no in-between hero. And this year it would have been a hero, most like a shadow hero or something. Not right now, but the next week. Next week, this would have been a new hero, but they are going to change that up. So why is that important? Well, you have less time to save up Prophet Orbs for this month if you want to, but the big one is, if this is a 2-week event, the second week is going to be Prophet Orb. So the first week Heroic Scrolls, second week Prophet Orb. That is exactly what it was like last year. And I think probably one of the most important things is we should take a look at last year's event, because last year's event was probably one of the best events we have ever had as far as Idle Heroes history goes. So let's go on to take a look and see the event, and pretty much make sure you guys are prepared for what is to come. So, of course, last year we had the new Dark Hero Carry come out during the Chinese New Year event. That was probably one of the biggest things, was that this hero was just ridiculously powerful. The difference was Chinese New Year last year was like the 16th of January. So essentially today-ish. Like it would have been right now if it was this past year. But now it's a whole month later, which is why we're having such a weird switcheroo on the event order. It was the normal summoning event, so you did have pretty much the normal, nothing out of the ordinary as far as the event. This was kind of one of the first events that the premium event currency for doing your summon loops didn't come specifically from these loops right here. So in the past, you'd actually seen the extra currency for doing loops in each tier here, instead of now having a separate quest system. We had the Sleepless Eve, so it was inviting one hero from the normal factions, which by inviting you just got to copy the hero, costed 55 of the currency. Inviting a light or dark cost 100, and then you would get bonus rewards based on how many heroes you actually invited. So I think it was something like most people could get like the Garuda copy without spending. I think, of course, the Punisher was around 200, and then, Terra was pretty premium at that point just because it was a brand new hero still. And we had the brand new artifact, the Rui Scepter, which was kind of a big one there. At the time, nobody thought Rui was going to be as strong as it was, because there weren't really many heroes that were big. But I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we'll see another pay-to-win artifact. We'll have to see. By then, it'll be 2-ish months since Snowheart came out. We'll have to see what they decide, but this Sleepless Eve was pretty decent event. Now, this was probably one of the best events, parts of the event. So, these little fireworks boxes, you had to use either the penny side or the carry side. You wanted to go down them all the way down to 1,000 first. Everybody could get these one side done completely free to play just by doing campaign auto battles, daily login rewards. I think it actually came from Sleepless Eve as well, but you could essentially get to the bottom. So you could either get the Heroic Scroll side or the Prophet Orb side completely free. And then, of course, if you were spending, you could do both of them. But this at the time was very good. I mean, Light and Dark Elite Shards were still pretty premium. Nowadays, it feels like they're not, but this was a really good event. Now, this was something that was really, really big. So there were these stores, as you can see. This was actually the first time. It was like the trial run pretty much for Glorious Boost, where you could buy a pay-to-win artifact for 400 relics each. Pretty good. The really good ones, though, were the gem and the gold ones. So everything in this column costed gems, and you just bought them outright for gems. So, you know, these down the bottom here were really good value. The 6-star puppets, probably still good value. Honestly, if it came around again, I feel like most people would probably try to buy out as many of the puppets as possible. And then, of course, in the gold section, you just straight up bought all these resources for gold. The puppets were amazing for 50 million a pop, especially because a lot of people at that point didn't have too many puppets just yet, because you gotta remember, we didn't have Celestial Island update just yet, so puppets were premium at that point. And this was just absolutely great value overall. There were a couple pretty good event packages as well. It gave you the premium currency, plus gave you quite a bit of scrolls. And if I remember correctly, they were not that expensive either. Like, I think even the DA skin, which was pretty cool at the time, I think that one was like 50, maybe less. I can't remember. Ooh, maybe it was 70. Back then, skins were pretty pricey. Skin prices seem to have come way down, but yeah, that was another thing there. The value packages, of course, had the typical. This was one of the first few events that actually you saw the rework of the value you get out of scrolls in the value packages. Oh, hello, Mika. Plus, of course, you had all that premium currency there. We had, like I said before, that Rui Scepter. We had Ada and Amun-Ra, which, again, remember, at this time, they were both pretty good heroes in the meta. Probably Ada more so. Ada only started falling off later this year. But that was like by far one of the best altars we had. It was the first time we had this New Year growth package, so maybe we'll see it come around again. I know we just saw it in October, but it does seem like they're doing it 3 to 4 times a year. And then lastly, I had this nice little breakdown. You could kind of see what you could get based on the amount of summons you did and how many blessings you would get for the, I believe for the Sleepless Eve event right here. So that kind of covers that, so you at least know what to expect for next year. But now you gotta decide, what are we saving? So, since the first week is, of course, going to be the Heroic Summoning event, no matter what. We don't know if it's going to be a 2-week event. We're just kind of assuming based on how things have been in the past. You definitely need to save your scrolls. If you just use 2,000 scrolls for 4 Cs and you don't have the stockpile, you're probably going to miss out on Chinese New Year. But those who have saved, we are going to get a new light hero. Most likely, it'll be a light assassin. It could technically be a light mage, because again, the only 2 classes in the light faction that don't have 2 of the class are mage, because it's only Ada, and of course assassin with Faithblade. Granted, Faithblade is older, so I do feel like we will get an assassin. Should be good. We'll be building 3 of that hero, so don't you guys worry. But it is coming up very, very fast, and I would potentially stockpile Prophet Orbs as well, as a failsafe, just in case there's a second week of the event. Plus, anyway, let's be honest. This month's is Morax. Most people are not going to want to build Morax on their account. It's kind of an easy skip. Although next week's Prophet Summoning event does seem pretty spicy for new players, because at 60 points, you're getting Horus. If you are building your first E5 and that is Horus, you probably don't want to skip this event. Those copies are going to be premium for your account and help you progress so much. But I think for the average player, especially since a lot of us just use a ton of our Prophet Orbs during the New Year event, I think what we need to do is just pull back, save Prophet Orbs, make sure we're ready just in case there's a Prophet Orb event tied to Chinese New Year in the second week. And that way we can maximize all of our good benefits. Because I'm really, really hoping Chinese New Year again this year is really great. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. The other thing that does line up, just a last note here, on the same exact weekend that Chinese New Year should start. So I believe Chinese New Year should start on the 12th of February. We should be getting, I believe, Valentine's Day as well. Let me just do a quick little look while I'm thinking about it. Valentine's Day is Sunday, February 14th. Yep. So during that week right there, we're going to have Valentine's Day as well. So it's kind of like a double event maybe, where we're getting Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day. So it could be even better. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are saving your resources. If you want to know anything else about past year's events, hit the table. Let me know and I will find that information for you. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Definitely try to save, and I'll see you guys next time.